Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam and I'm a non-gamer.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at Guns or Treasure by Castillo Games.
Castillo Games came out with Rescuing Robin Hood not too long ago, and we were fortunate enough to get to preview that game for its Kickstarter, and man, was that an excellent game. Well, Castillo Games is back at it again with Guns or Treasure. Now, this is a card game in which players play as pirates, where you are building up your ships and hiding treasure amongst your ships, your fleet of ships, but you're also hiding your guns. Hence the name Guns or Treasure. And then you will be attacking the other players, trying to blow up their ships, stealing their treasure while protecting your own. This is an actually pretty simple game. Let me explain it down below, and then we'll come back and share our thoughts on it as a gamer and non-gamer. All right, here's Guns or Treasure on the table from Castillo Games. Now, I do want to let you know everything you see in this portion of the video is prototype, so the final artwork, components, maybe even some of the rules may be different when it is released from the Kickstarter. So just beware of that, and we will explain to you how this game works. Now, in this, you play as a pirate as you build up your crew of ships, and you are going to be attacking the other players using your guns, trying to capture treasure. In the game, you are going to play, you can play with these pirate cards here that have variable player abilities, or you can choose not to play with these if you don't want to and make a more simple version of the game, but you might be Admiral C. Long. And you can have the A side of the card, or there's a B side to these cards as well. And there's a player ability, such as whenever you win an attack, all value 1 and 2 guns on your ship are scored as treasure. So your guns count as treasure for that particular pirate. Thunderbeard, all your value 1 and 2 treasures count as guns in battle, but are still scored as treasures. So your guns, or your treasures, count as guns. That's pretty nice. And here's another example, Sir Jack Roberts. When determining who goes first in the marauding phase, add 5 to your revealed treasure total. I'll explain what that means here in just a second. You have up to 6, or at least we were given 6 to play with. You'll have to check the Kickstarter campaign to see exactly how many there are and what those special abilities do. Now, in this game, you are going to have a hand of cards dealt to you. All the cards are right here in this deck, and the deck here will either have, they'll have ships on the back side of them, but on the front side of the cards, they might be treasure, as denoted by this yellow gold symbol here, or they might be guns, as denoted by the red gun symbol right here, or they can be bombs. Now, bombs are pretty rare in the deck, but they are in there, and you'll have to be mindful of that. The guns or treasure are also going to have a number assigned to them from 1 to 5. Now, you will receive 6 cards in hand, and using those 6 cards, you will play 3 cards building up your ships. Now, the first card that you play has to be face up, like so. And after you play your first card, you may start another ship, playing it face up, or you may play it face down, adding on to your ship. And you can see how the artwork here lines up to make one ship. And you might add on another ship card, again, lining up the artwork here. This is a little bit hard to do one-handed. And you can see that the ship becomes bigger and bigger and bigger with the artwork on the backside of the cards. Now, the 3 cards that you don't play, you will keep those in hand. And all players do this simultaneously. And then you'll start a new round where 3 more cards are dealt to all the players. And so they will have 6 cards in hand again. And they will repeat the process, playing 3 cards, again, either adding on to previous ships or starting new ships. And you will do this 4 times. So after 4 rounds, you will have 12 cards in front of you, and those 12 cards will be assigned to however many ships you started building. Now, each ship has to have at least 2 cards to it. You cannot have just the front of a ship. It won't sail, and you will just lose that ship. So you have to have at least 2 cards to a ship, which means you could have at maximum 6 ships if they were each 2 cards apiece, but you decide how you want to divvy up those cards. Once you have your ships, you are ready to go into the next phase, which is the marauding phase. So here's what it might look like in a two-player game after you are done with the shipbuilding phase and you're ready to begin the marauding phase. And to determine who gets to go first in this phase of the game, you are going to look to see who has revealed the most treasure. So if these are my ships right here in front of me, I have 4 treasure revealed, denoted as these two treasure cards that are face up, whereas my opponent over here, they have revealed 3 treasures, so I would get to go first. Now, on your first turn, you do have to make an attack. You have to send one of your ships to attack another player's ship, and that can be any player at the table. And so I might choose to send this ship right here to attack, let's have him attack this ship right here. And so, choosing the 2 ships, you reveal all of the cards that are in those ships, flipping them face over, and you would count up the guns. And so in this case, I have 2 guns. And lots of treasure. This would not be a good idea to have sent this ship to attack anybody. And I would look at my opponent's cards. He has 3 guns. And so in this case, the 3 guns that he has beats my 2 guns. You would just discard all of the gun cards, and whoever won the battle would get to take all of the treasure cards, whether that be the treasure that was on my ship or the treasure that was on that player's ship. They get to take them and put them in their treasure pile. Then it would be the next person's turn, and they would send a ship to attack somebody else's ship. So for instance, he might send this ship here to attack this ship here, and we would reveal the cards. He has 10 guns, and I have a bomb. Now, how the bomb works is it immediately blows up both ships, regardless of what are in those ships. So, both ships are kapooey. Then it would go back over to my turn, and I would either make a choice of attacking again, or I could retreat. And what retreating looks like is I take one of my ships, I reveal all the cards that are in it, and anything that is not treasure gets discarded, and anything that is treasure goes into my treasure chest. And that's my turn. It would go back to another player, and then maybe they decide to attack, sending this ship here to attack my last and final ship. We would reveal all the cards, and in this case, he completely dominates me, and he would take my treasure, putting it in his treasure chest, and again, the cards that are not treasure get discarded, like so. Now, if it happened to be that there were ever a tie, so for instance, if I had this ship right here, and I'm attacking that player's ship there, and I reveal that I have 6 guns, and this player reveals that they have 6 guns as well, tie always goes to the attacker. So in this case, I would get to claim that ship's treasure, including any treasure that would have been on my ship, and putting that in my treasure pile. And after all of the ships have battled or retreated and nobody has any ships left, then that will end the game. And whoever has the most treasure in their treasure chest is going to be the winner. And that is how you play Guns or Treasure. Now, there are a few optional variants that you can play with. You can play a longer game where you play till somebody has won 2 games. Or you might play a simpler version, as I mentioned, where you don't play with the starting captain abilities. There's also what is called Pirate's Bluff. And in Pirate's Bluff, after you have finished a shipbuilding round, again, there are 4 of those, you will have, as always, 3 cards left in hand, and you will choose 2 of those cards to play in front of you. You'll play one face up and the other face down, so it might be something like this. And then the player on your left, you are going to take one of those 2 cards, and they will take that other card that you didn't choose back in hand. So for instance, maybe I take this one because I know it's treasure. Oh, but I could have had 4 treasure instead if I would have taken the face down card. Whichever card your opponent does not take of yours, you get to take back into hand with the other card that was in your hand to begin with, and you will draw back up to 6 cards, ready to start the next round. You'll do that with every shipbuilding phase in Pirate's Bluff. There's also Captured Treasure, which is where after you defeat one of the ships, the treasure that you take from that ship gets added onto your ship. And so that treasure is not safe until you retreat that ship back into your treasure chest. And so somebody could take your treasure after you've taken it from somebody else's. Then there is also what is called the Spanish Armada, which is one of my favorite variants in this game. And that is after everybody is done with the shipbuilding phase, you're going to flip the top 3 cards from the deck, and you will have 3 neutral ships, which represent the Spanish Armada. And they will be out here in the middle. And then using the cards that you have left in your hand after you are done with your ship building, you will play one card to each of the 3 ships face down, which will give you a little bit of knowledge as to what is in that ship, but you won't know what the other players are adding to them. They may be adding treasure, they may be adding guns, they may add a bomb to just blow that ship to smithereens. And when you are in the marauding phase, instead of attacking one of the other players' ships, you can attack one of the Spanish Armada ships, trying to steal the treasure that is on those ships for yourself. And there you have it. That's Guns or Treasure. Let's go back up top and share our thoughts on this one. And we're back, and now we're going to share our thoughts on Guns or Treasure from a gamer and non-gamer's perspective. So Sam, you first, you being a non-gamer, what did you think about Guns or Treasure?
It was really unique. I liked how you set up the boats. I've never seen a card game like that before, where you're literally creating a boat, and the whole idea of not knowing what's on your boat and blowing it up, and it's a very unique concept. I mean, it just looks like a card game at the beginning, and that, hit or miss with card games, but this definitely had a unique element to it.
Yeah, it's got a pretty cool table presence to it as you visually get to see those boats being built and get bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's more of an excitement and intrigue in knowing, well, you've got 8 cards on that one ship. Are you really hiding a whole bunch on there, or is it just a bunch of nothing?
Yeah, does it have a bomb?
Yeah, does it have a bomb? Are you just going to blow that thing to smithereens? And that's pretty cool, and the strategy that goes into that is pretty unique, and it can create some exciting moments in the game when somebody finally does attack that ship that has 8 cards on it, or the ship that only has 2 cards on it. And it ends up being a really big treasure there, or whatever the case may be. Those are pretty exciting moments. For you as a non-gamer, strategy-wise, how difficult was it for you to figure this one out?
I did find it hard. You just kind of don't, and I don't think it's a non-gamer versus a gamer. I think it's just the first time playing the game. I'm a person that needs to play it multiple times before I can figure out my strategy.
Sure.
And I had a hard time figuring out what do I want to put on each boat. I feel like there's a little bit of luck there, just trying to
It's a bit of a bluffing kind of type of game.
And I'm not great.
You're not great at this.
That. So, but our friend, who's probably less of a gamer than I am, didn't she win?
She did excellent. In this game,
so I don't think it's a gamer versus a non-gamer.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I think this is a lot of and there's, when I say it's a bluffing game, it's not necessarily like I'm having to lie to anyone type bluffing game. It's more so I want you to think this is one thing when maybe it's really not a deceiving
not
element.
Verbally lying.
And so with that, there is some luck, like Sam mentioned, but there's also quite a bit of cunningness when it comes to this game, and I really enjoy that because you get to feel smart when it works out for you.
I didn't feel smart.
If it works out for you, because you really can kind of trick people into thinking this is where I'm really focused in on, and as I use my special player abilities, maybe I'm making it look like I'm really focused on you over here, but really I'm eyeballing this person over there kind of thing. That's just a fun aspect that you get to play out in this game.
It's a very quick game too.
Extremely quick.
Play multiple times.
Box says 15 minutes. I feel like that's very accurate, and that's even at high player counts too, because this is a game in which you build up these ships and you're going to war, and boom, 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 action's happening, and it's over before you know it.
So I think that's good for non-gamers because even if they lose, it's over, and you can do it again very quickly.
Now, I will say I think that this game really shines with the player abilities that each person has to begin the game with. They're so unique and so different, and they add a lot of elements to this game that can really shake up the game and different experiences depending on which ones you're playing with. But we also really found the different variants with this game to be really exciting too. We really enjoyed the Spanish Armada variant, where there's 3 neutral ships in the middle of the playing area that everybody...
I think that's how Christy won,
yeah,
too.
That's where everybody contributes and builds up those ships together, so you have a little bit of knowledge as to what is in each ship, but you don't know what the other players are adding to it. And you can attack those ships, and hopefully you get something, maybe you don't. Maybe they blow you up, and that's just a fun little extra that you can add into this game, and it doesn't really increase the complexity of the game at all. So, one that you would recommend playing with non-gamers?
Yeah, I think this is great. I think that it's very easy to understand and it's a very quick game, so it's perfect for non-gamers.
All right, well, there you have it. That's our thoughts on Guns or Treasure, another really great game from Castillo Games. Check out that Kickstarter link down below now that you've watched our video.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.